DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
All right, thank you guys for joining us tonight. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube a little bit later, tonight's show is actually going to be one of 4 segments. We have 4 different questions we're going to be dealing with regarding doing sound out in an outdoor situation. So those links will all be down in the description of the YouTube video. If you are joining us, some of you are joining us on the Zoom webinar with the DJNTV Insiders, and thank you for being with us. Some of you are watching on one of 3 different Facebook Live sessions. We're not able to follow the chat on the Facebook Live because there's 3 different ones to be following plus. And if you think Ben's going to be struggling with his attention deficit disorder with 1 chat, imagine if he had 4 to be watching tonight.
Well, so I don't know who all can see this chat, but this is very much entertaining me. Again, I don't usually get to see this, and John won't make the mistake of showing me again. But Scott asked the question, "Am I starting a beard?" And no, I actually just shaved this down a little bit. I was a little bit longer, but I realize I'll never really be able to hold a candle to the awesome beard that Mark Mallett from Eternal Lighting is rocking. So I kind of gave up. But it's funny. I feel like I just can't win, John. I mean, if you see the picture that James uses for these show graphics, yep. People say, "What is that? Your high school, like senior picture? Is that?" It's really not that old. It's just a professional headshot, and they say I look so young in that picture. And then now this morning I posted a picture for Mitch Taylor's Live at 7:55, and I got the scruffy shadow going on, and somebody said, "Gosh, you look old. You look really old." I'm like, yeah, I know there's a little white in there. I get it, but yeah. And yes, Billy said he's looking for a projector. Hey, Billy, yes, drop me a message after the show. We can get you a projector fast. So, and with Katie was talking about it. You guys have got a killer deal on that Optima. We do, yeah. Yep. We talked about that in a show a couple of weeks ago. Awesome. Okay, so we've got 4 questions we're going to deal with, and we're going to have a little bit of a break between each one for those of you who are watching us live right now. And you guys will kind of follow along and figure it out. I wanted to kind of base all of the show segments tonight around doing sound outdoors, because we've had people who are getting ready to do summer parades and are asking questions about that. So, Ben, I wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. First off, let's start at the real kind of a basic point. When I'm doing a parade, I'm on a trailer of some sort. I need to have power to run anything on that parade. What would you recommend if someone says, "Hey, Ben, I want to do that afloat"? What would you recommend as a power source? In almost every situation, I would probably recommend a small generator. And there are some really small, quiet ones, particularly if you put the generator on the truck, in the bed of the pickup maybe or something, and you have the trailer behind. The noise really isn't that bad, with some of these smaller EU type generators and whatnot. There are power inverters you can use to go from 12 volt power supply in your vehicle to 120 volt AC. But some things happen when you do that. In order to make power, we have a relationship between amperage and watts. And so when we're starting out with 12 volts, it requires substantially more amperage. So most of these inverters are maybe 100 or 200 watts, probably adequate for the task, but I don't ever like to find myself in that situation, so almost always I would say just get a small quiet generator and power the float that way. Now, is there a difference in this application between an inverter generator, because I've heard that phrase used many a times, and just a regular generator? Well, there's lots of different types of generators for sure, and what we're ultimately talking about is how the power becomes an AC sine wave as it is. Probably my go-to, I guess, and I don't own any Honda stock, but I've been really impressed with their little, I think it's the EU series, the little red deals.
Yeah.
They're quiet and they run with a pretty even voltage. I'm still highly suspect of generators, but again, I still pick them over a vehicle inverter in this case. But I would recommend having a decent power conditioner as well. They're generators, and if the engine hiccups, then the voltage is subject to maybe hiccuping as well. Now, again, like you talked about the inverter types, and something with a good regulator circuit on the output is going to help. So.
You mentioned a conditioner. Are there certain levels of conditioner?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have a whole show on power conditioning, John, and maybe you should just link it after this because we really, I think, went into it very well. I'm looking at some of the questions that have come by here. Scott R saying, power inverter. He likes those. Pure sine wave. Yeah, Howie, that's what we're shooting for. I mean, it's somewhat of a, it's tough to get a pure sine wave, but the synthesized sines and things they're pretty good. I mean, they've really gotten much better. And David is asking Furman. Yeah, honestly, but not all Furmans are created equal. Go watch the power conditioner show. Some Furmans are a glorified empty black box, and others have very, very good protection and conditioning in them. And if you want to simplify your search, just ask me and I'll get it for you.
Is there anything else there? Okay.
Well, Reggie's telling me he'll trade me for the gray hair, but sadly, there's a little of that coming in too. So.
Okay, so our first question about power generator, we've covered that. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back for section number 2. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, the second one. That's it. That's 10 minutes in. So we've got the first one done. We'll be right back.
I could do this.